Poultry farmer Joseph Moshi says he is struggling to feed his birds and suffering losses due to high cost of feed.
I'm still keeping birds just because I don't want to be idle. Many times I don't make any profit from the sale of eggs. Sometimes I even lose after calculating my expenditure. The soaring price of feed is becoming unbearable, and customers don't understand that.
Hundreds of farmers have been kidnapped and killed by armed men in Nigeria this year. Just last month, 23 farmers were killed in a single attack in Benue State. According to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, security issues have challenged many farmers in Nigeria who produce corn, which is a major component of poultry feed. Poultry farmers say the cost of feed has tripled since 2019, and that's led to many abandoning their business. Also, over 100,000 hectares of farmlands have been submerged due to flooding in Nigeria this year, with many farmers displaced. That's according to the country's humanitarian agency.
There have been floodings, and due to the heavy rainfall, production hasn't been great. So this is strongly going to affect poultry farming because of the feeding that is going to be the major issue. Having to access these grains and blend them all together into food, because on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, the price of feeds are going up.
Nigeria's Ministry of Agriculture says over 85 million people in the country are involved in the poultry business. The industry's trade body says the sector is at risk of collapse unless the government ends insecurity, addresses perennial flooding, and helps farmers to grow their business.
There has to be security, there has to be good food production, there has to be good roads and all of that, but those things are really not available. The best thing that the government can really do is to subsidize the feeds. That's talk to the manufacturers, subsidize the feeds for a while. We're not saying that they should subsidize it all through. They should subsidize it for, let's say, a year or two, so that at least a lot of farmers will come into the business and they'll be able to sustain the business whole ground and be able to save more capital to be able to put in more chickens.
President Muhammadu Buhari last month directed the Ministry of Water Resources to produce a master plan against floods in the country within 90 days. He has also tasked his security chiefs to do everything possible to make the country safer. The government has also released $33 million to large, medium and small-scale poultry farmers in the country to support their business. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it's part of a strategy to boost egg and meat production while creating more jobs in the sector. Joseph is glad the government appears to be listening and hopes such efforts will enable him and other poultry farmers to remain in business. Tessim Akende, CGTN Jos.